Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to Paul's Monday Market Update, number 203 for Monday, 10th of November, 2025. As always, you are very welcome here, okay? But just remember that you are always responsible for your own trading decisions. And another interesting company that haven't talked about much before either is Oklo. Oklo, who are they? What are they? American company, developer of kind of advanced nuclear microreactors and kind of fuel recycling facilities. Okay, I don't claim to be a nuclear expert in any way whatsoever, but they are at the forefront at, as I say, developing those kind of sort of nuclear microreactors that will enable the US to basically supply baseload energy for AI data centers. Everybody's excited about AI, but nobody's looking at really at how much energy that is required to run those AI on those data centers. But also, the US Department of Defense is becoming interested in having these small microreactors that they can literally, load up on a couple of trucks, put in the back of a C-17 Globemaster, fly them somewhere, roll them out, and then suddenly that airbase has got lots of available energy. So I think it's a fascinating opportunity. I have for years watched Rolls-Royce with their kind of their SMR programs, okay, which I have great faith in. Great faith that is invariably being destroyed by the incumbent government and their kind of lethargy and red tape and lack of action. That shouldn't really surprise us. Anyone who has seen the way the British government deals with opportunities to lead the world in technology. That is invariably we have a terrible government, has an absolutely terrible sort of history with that. So as part of this, I started to get interested in what other opportunities, if Rolls-Royce are going to get prevented from doing anything exciting by the government, where else is the opportunity? And Oklo was actually a really very it was a kind of a weird bluebird. All right, it was a lucky strike for me. Because I basically saw a piece on the news, just looking at market news, and invariably Oklo had won a contract from, I think it might be Department of Defense, might be Department of Energy, and to create what they call, I think it's their Aurora Powerhouse program, and they are basically rolling out the first of these. The nuclear power and fuel recycling facilities at a place called Eielson Air Force Base in Alaska. And that's what caught my name because I spent a week there in 1997 when I was in the RAF, as part of spending a summer in Alaska as part of, I think they call it Red Flag Alaska these days, bigger air program. And I spent a week on Eielson Air Force Base. Okay, it's just outside Fairbanks in the middle of Alaska, and that's actually what caught my attention. And when I started to look into it, I realised, actually, hang on a minute, these lads are of interest. So, in the interest of full disclosure, I do have positions in Oklo. Where I started to get interested is once again back here, kind of April time, all right, sort of 20, I think it's about $23 or so, when price came back to the 50 period moving average. Right, we had a really ravage run up to $50, come back down, and then it's worked its way up there, and a bit like Red Cat we looked at as well. We just had that is very much kind of a grand old Duke of York. Okay, price marched itself up to the top of the hill, just tickling the soft underbelly of $200. And then, as you can see, over the last couple of weeks, all right, it is just absolutely plummeted down. And here we are at $100, and the 20 period moving average, which we kind of crossed back in sort of May time. So, of course, Oklo, they have also got earnings this week. So I'm kind of curious. Once again, are earnings going to be the catalyst that basically, if we get good ideas, good numbers, it turns 100 into support before a next move up? Or is it bad numbers that basically slices us through 100, slices us through the 20? And then I'd say you're looking really kind of around about that sort of $70 mark. So it's going to be an interesting week for those kind of companies, small speculative companies, as I said. But fascinating in terms of technology, hence why it's basically of interest to me. And you might want to watch this yourself this week.